orange. So where to leave it? Still in the lounge room. Entree, sir. We're in. Oh, this is exactly the same as the last one. Here we are, back in our cabin. And what a roomy little cabin it is. As you can see, there is plenty of room. There's 4 beds in here, but if you had 4 people in here, it would be an absolute nightmare. Oh, here's John now. God, I hope he's got his pants on. He has taken to getting around with his pants off fairly regularly, which has been one of the highlights of this trip. I'll cut it out later anyway, if he appears pantsless. We'll see you at the Melbourne end. I'm not going to show you any more of the boat. You saw it all on the way over here. It hasn't changed. It's the same boat. It's probably a ship, not a boat. John tried to get a tour of the bridge and the guy said, yeah, not happening. I said, what would be the chances of seeing it? And the guy said, well, 0. And he went, okay.
Thanks, 9/11.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Osama bin... I almost said Obama. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Osama bin Laden. Now, none of us can go and see the interesting bits where they steer the ship from. Or the plane. Well, we're back on the mainland after an uneventful trip across the Gulf of Carpentaria. No, across Bass Strait. And at the moment we're in Ballan, one of the two. It's cold, it's like 8 degrees. I thought it'd be warmer here, but it's not. Nice little town. It's just a cool old house here. Look at this. I don't think anyone lives in it, but it's pretty nice. Yeah, could use a paint job. What else have I got to tell you? Not much. We went up to the Yuyangs, which sounds like a euphemism for something. Got him right, the Yuyangs. Yeah, you wouldn't want that up, you Yuyang. up on the top of Mount Macedon, there's a thing called Memorial Cross, this is the Memorial Cross, and yeah, quite impressive. I'll put it on the list for another time. Welcome back. Well, 5 days in Melbourne have flown by. Blue skies. So I'll give you a very quick look around the Airbnb. That's a nice feature. That takes you straight back to the 80s. Now it's a 2-bathroom house. Wrong button. That's 1 bathroom, standard. This is the second half of the first bathroom, which is the Crapper, as named after Thomas Crapper. Kitchen, which is standard. And I signed out, John. No wife, my beautiful wife. This is the second bathroom. Now, you may notice a glaring omission. Basin, shower, holes in wall, but nowhere to, deposit your waste. So that's not 2 bathrooms in my book. That's 1.5 on a good day. It does have a very well equipped laundry, and on the bright side I found a £2 coin in the washing machine, so I'm quite pleased with that. Back outside. So today John and I are going to be heading up to Bruthen, staying there the night. So not a particularly long ride, but we're going to be going a bit of a back way. So John will be heading up to Bermagui, and I'll be going up to Suggan Buggan and up via Jindabyne and places or north and higher. And John's going to be heading back up the coast to see some friends and family. So you won't get to see his pretty face anymore for the next few days, unfortunately, so you're just going to have to live with that. Look at the panel gap on that. That's not brilliant, is it? That's the rental car. We're in Narnagoon. Who even knew such a fantastically named place existed? And it is a bit of a dump, I'll be honest with you. So I was expecting more, I don't know why. It's a fish and chip shop over there. Takeaway, there's the Bunyip Garden, the truck going past. And of course there is a tattoo shop, so you can get a bit of ink while you're here. If you do decide to come, which I suggest you don't. to make a quick stop off the side of a highway to show you something absolutely startling. I don't even know how to do it. Here, just have a look. It's a giant something. Part chicken, part pigeon. Maybe it's a bird of paradise and I'm an idiot. Someone's going to say, "Oh, that's the sparkled northern shit tickler or something." So, anyway, whatever it is, it's bloody magnificent. It's well, you can see there's a few paint hangs and fiberglass defects on the front there, but it's genuine fiberglass, no doubt about it. This is the Yallourn power station, and this is the Yallourn lawn. Yeah, so this is a coal burning power station. I think they actually burn brown coal, which is about as healthy as it sounds. It's hard to get a sense of how big it is, but standing here next to it, it is an impressive lump of concrete, that cooling tower. I assume that's what it is. I think near here there's a big hole in the ground where they dig all the brown coal out, so I'm going to see if we can find a viewing area to have a look at that. So it's not as exciting as I was hoping. It's a big depression rather than a hole. Apparently brown coal isn't far below the surface, so they don't dig particularly deep holes, just large shallow holes. Not that interesting, unfortunately. What is interesting in a way is this is the hole that they dug, like so, and that is the town of Yallourn. So they basically got rid of Yallourn and moved it all and dug it all up. This is where we are standing here, and this is the hole here. Last remaining corner. I could probably go and try and find that, but it's probably not that interesting. This is the power station, power generation cap sort of corner of Victoria. In terms of burning things. What's John got? Oh, he's got a bit of banana bread. Where'd you get that from? Where'd you get the banana bread? I haven't got any banana bread. Welcome to the Breathin' Inn. Not a bad room. $100, bit spendy, but double bunk beds. I mean, come on. Obviously, John and I were both in the top bunks. Not a bad view. Slightly obscured by water, but there is a view out there if you can see it. A bit foggy actually. John's out having his free continental breakfast. Well, it's hardly free for $100 for a room, but you do get quite a good bathroom as well. So I can't say it's bad. Let's come and have a look, see what John's doing. Let's sneak up on him. What are you doing, John?
Morning.
Eating toast and reading the news. If I can't show you the bathroom, someone's in there. They're going to get upset if I burst in. Actually, here's an interesting feature. Exit light off, exit light on. 100% illegal. You can't have an exit light on a wired switch like that. That should be on permanently. A little bit of a fire violation there, breathing in. So if you're seeing this, it might be worth fixing that. You can't actually get out the front way, so you have to go out the back stairs, which is quite exciting. But as you can see, she's a bit foggy out here, and it's about 8 or 9 degrees. It's quite chilly. Anyway, so we're about to go grab a coffee down the road at the Busy Bee, or the Blue Bee, or the Blue Busy Bee, or the Busy Blue Bee, or the something to do with bees. Right, well, I've made it out of the fog. I've made it through Buchan. I was going to stop in Buchan and make some, pretty Buchan obvious jokes, but I've resisted the Buchan temptation to do that, and I'm now up the top of the hill, more or less out of the fog. I mean, not completely, but we've got a little bit more to go. But at least I'm in a fairly open patch at the moment, and I'm heading up to Jelantipi, I don't know what the pronunciation is. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. And then on to Sugganbuggan and Jindabynes. Welcome to Sugganbuggan, and this is the Sugganbuggan Schoolhouse. Told you, Can't have been a big school. Okay. I'm going in. Thank you for your donation. So I haven't made one, but I will. What have we got? Oh, look. I like to go inside. That's a rarity. Oh, God. I mean, it's a small little place. All the work, including erection of the post and rail fence using old technology. Upkeep of the walls and shingles has been done by local people living in this remote area. There you go. What a fantastic little spot. I'm just imagining people sitting here and doing sums, and I bet you they didn't make them do algebra, surely not. Sitting by this fire, because it would have been absolutely freezing. There was a moron here called Acacia. Well, with a name like that, what chance did she ever have? Ipswich. Look at that. That's somewhat near me.
Mornington. Mount Martha. Oh, Jeanette and Roger. Oh, from Mount Martha. Absolutely gorgeous.
Alright, time to keep going. Close you up. Let's have a bit of a look at the outside of it. She's still standing. Just. What a beaut. That's a fair amount. What have I got? Let's make it $5. That seems like a reasonable amount, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3. Yes, the roads so far have been absolutely fine. A few little corrugations, a few little ruddy bits on the corners, but nothing crazy. Victoria, New South Wales. There isn't a lot of signage. What you've got here is a sign that says welcome to Victoria, which is nice, and also one that says caution, narrow winding road next 35 k's. Now if you've made it this far, you've already come across 35 k's or more of narrow winding dirt roads, so yeah, I guess it's like, hey, guess what, there's more. back on the bitumen, or the boring bitumen, but I don't know, I don't mind bitumen. But yes, that was pretty good fun. I enjoyed every minute of that. It was nowhere near as bad as people would make out. 77 kilometres of dirt there is, give or take a K or two. And most of it's fine. There's a few potholes, there's some corrugations, there's no real loose stuff, there's no creek crossings. You know, you could do it in an old Ford Meteor if you wanted to.
What's the Barry Way like, right?
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Few potholes on the New South Wales side.
Yeah.
How do we get past your cows?
Just drive through it.
Really?
Yeah.
They get out of the way?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Alright, hey, I'm trying to get through here. The Keandra Courthouse and Chalet. Ooh, chalet. Built in 1890, and what a cracking looking building it is. Let's have a squiz. We can even look in the windows. Ooh. Oh, that'd be nice. Oh, it's in pretty good nick. I think the floor's aftermarket. There's the dock with bad guy stands. Let's have a look around the back here. Wow. Look at this. Another fireplace. Don't know what these are. Possibly old lock-up cells for the bad boys that were going to be in the court. Oh yeah. Let me out. Good morning from Gundagai, from the Garden Inn Motel, I think it's called. It's not much to look at from the outside. but whatever you see inside gets worse. Haha, tricked you. It's actually a cracker. Look at this. Modern bathroom. Well, except for that fan. God, that fan's noisy. Listen to that. Holy moly. And you know, it's asbestos, but asbestos is great. I mean, it's vermin proof. 3 beds. Check it out. I only use one of them, but the other 2 come in handy for storing my shit. What they have kept, which is a nice touch, is the bed head. So that's obviously probably heritage listed, I imagine, so unable to be touched or removed. But you know, that's a high quality piece of furniture. Fully operational lights. These have they're not very well. Oh Jesus! Whoops, that. No, that one's better. That one's fixed on. So it's just that one that's not really attached. But look at this view. Hello. Absolutely beautiful. This morning there was a rainbow out there. Those hills were just lit beautifully by the rising sun. Absolutely magnificent. There's a tractor going past. You know we're in the country. Unattached. Yeah, that one. The rest of these are good to go. It's just that one. What did I pay for all this magnificence, I hear you ask? I was going to go to Batlow, but the cheapest room I could find in Batlow was $169. And when she said, oh, it's a family room. And I said, oh, I'm not a family, it's just me. She said, oh, can you make it any cheaper? She said, oh, 160. So anyway, then I thought, oh, what about going to go? I did a bit of re-charting, got my charts out, and found this little gem on booking.com for 120, rang up. She says, oh, 125. I said, oh, booking.com says 120. She says, make it 115. And I said, you're talking my language, sweetheart. I didn't say sweetheart. I said, bingo. Lock it in, Eddie. Turn up. I said, how about I pay cash? She says, 110. 110. Anyway, so today I'm going to be heading through lots of inland roads and things towards Wellington and potentially up to Dubbo. Now, Dubbo is not somewhere you would normally be drawn to, but I thought it might be fun to go there. I'm just looking across the road and I'm seeing a thing called the Motel Auto Cabin. I don't know if you can see it off there in the distance. Motel Auto Cabin. I reckon that's probably closed down, but that looks like a very OG motel.
Sorry, we're closed.
So this is apparently the longest timber trestle bridge in Australia, 893 metres, or 803. I only just read the sign a second ago, I've forgotten already. There is a sign saying it is unsafe. It should not be walked upon, and I think that's reasonable. Normally I think they over-egg these things, but I think in this instance they've got that right. Yeah, that is unsafe for human traffic, for sure. It's the rail viaduct. 819. I wasn't even close. The longest timber truss structure ever built in Australia.
middle of the road, mate.
Well, I've made it to Goolagong. Not much happening in Goolagong. It's not the Republicans. I don't know if that's in years from top to bottom. Oh, hang on. You probably carbon date it from the newspapers. There's the Goolagong Log Cabin Hall. Not sure what the story is with that. Or I can imagine some of the music that's served up there at an open mic in Goolagong. Literally nothing to eat in Goolagong. Well, it's probably a service station. I could probably get a service station sausage roll or something. A Mrs. Max. And remember, if it's a Mrs. Max, take it back. Well, I've made it to Canawindra, but I'm starting to wonder why I bothered. The TAB's open, so that's an encouraging start. I'll probably go and get a bet on. It reminds me a little bit of Gulgong. It's that Gulgong actually had some activity. It's a bit like the day the earth stood still here in Canawindra. It's an interesting main street. It's got a couple of bends in it. They seem to like bendy main streets in out western New South Wales. Well, I'm not that far western either. Anyway, it's an interesting town, if a quiet one. Riding along on the way to Yeovil, on the back between Molong and Dubbo, and what do I see? It's excellent. I don't know who spent the time to make this, but hats off, whoever it was. Well, welcome to Dubbo and the Garden Hotel. I arrived in Dubbo about 5 o'clock, and as I rode into town, I noticed that every motel that I went past had a no vacancy sign out. So anyway, I went into booking.com, which is my usual MO, with see what was available for tonight, and everything was $170, $240, $280, $370 in one particular case. Anyway, I eventually managed to find a room at this salubrious motel, which is actually quite nice, for $120. And it's got, you know, artwork. It also has a bathroom. Fully operational bathroom. I'll take that with me. It's unremarkable. It's got a window. It's got a view. Actually, it has quite a good view at night time of the sign, in case you forget where you're staying. And luckily they've illuminated that. So a bit of broken glass and a few. So someone's escaped from a hospital there as well. So that's quite nice. What else is there? I didn't open that window. I think it's painted shut. It does have this rather stylish fridge. Look, chic. Retro style. That reminds me, I turned it off last night because it was noisy as shit. Sonic TVs, that's quality item. Today I'm heading up to Inverell where I've already booked a motel. I didn't want to repeat it yesterday's half an hour and 16 phone calls. No, we are full. We are fully booked. Sorry mate, no rooms. Dunny Do, which is not something you get to see every day. I'm adding this to my list of towns with amusing names like Nana Goon. Dunny Do is a cracker, and they've done that thing where they paint the silos. I don't know what this one's supposed to represent. Gambling, the gambling industry. I assume it's been paid for by TAB. Personally, I think they look better in raw concrete. Tell you what, it's interesting though. Look, you get to have a look inside this one. Hey, hang on, hold on a sec. Well, there you go. There's quite a bit of a look inside the. There's a ladder there. Goes somewhere. I could probably climb in and have a look, but then I'd never be able to get out again. Might be some more of these, but I'm not going to stop and video them just out of protest because I think they're stupid. You might like them. Apparently, people do tours going around looking at all the painted ones. I'd like to set up a tour going around looking at all the ones that haven't been painted. In 5 years' time, that's going to look like shit. All the paint's going to fade. Anyway, good luck to them. Hey, that's Tony Abbott. That's who that is. I've been trying to figure out who that is. The guy in the suit with the credentials. That's Tony Abbott, I think.
Oh, wow.
I've just had a text message from John. I had a quick phone conversation with him, and the BMW is Cactus. He's just sent me a photo. This is his drive shaft. The universal joint is out in the open, and as John says, not meant to be naked and now as clattery as all shit. So he's stuck somewhere down around Hexham Way, which is just north of Newcastle, which is quite close to where I broke down on my CBR about 8 years ago when we were on a ride. So unfortunately John's trip has ended poorly. Well, I've got you. The bugs have been pretty ferocious the last few days. I've been cleaning my visor sort of every hour or two. As you can see, it's still filthy. I cleaned it about an hour ago. Welcome to the Cousins Motor Inn in Inverell. I've been to Inverell before. It's quite a pretty little town. I'm going to come back. Let's have a look. Pretty standard operation in here. See, that's nice. I mean, it's coming off, but oops, that's actually come all the way off now. There we go. That's fixed it. A lot of FB. You're basically surrounded by FB at this point. Period furniture, I think that's Queen Anne style. I would imagine that's actual antiques. Someone's painted it, which is a shame. But here's a nice feature. They've put the microwave on the old TV stand, so you can actually rotate the microwave, which is nice. Beautiful piece of what I can only assume is one-off artwork here on the wall. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. It blends in nicely with the feature brick. You barely even know it's there. Comfortable bed. More Queen Anne furniture. Bed head. Excellent reading lights that will basically blind you if you dare to turn them on. Dunny. Good fan. Come on, light. The light takes a while to come on. Standard bathroom, nothing to comment on there. Good shower, plenty of water pressure. But here's something you don't come across very often: a mini bar in a motel. Look, you can get it's $5 for a packet of chips, so you know it's pretty premium pricing. But what would you expect? Ironing board. Didn't use those, obviously. Fridge, good. No ice cubes, which no motel ever has. It's popcorn ceiling, which is nice. And yeah, apart from that, pretty good. So usually the last day is a bit of a drag. So you know the holiday's over, but I've got a special little treat for myself to make the last day a bit more fun. I've found a road that I've tried to get on before, back in COVID times, and couldn't traverse it because the road was blocked because there was a border crossing involved. just stopped on the road between Texas and Stanthorpe because I realised I didn't let you know the latest update on the John motorbike failure tail shaft situation problem, which is that he spent the night in Beulah Dealer, where we've been stranded before when my CBR 1100 ran out of electricity on a previous trip about 8 or 9 years ago. So he spent a wonderful evening there, he said, eating the worst bangers and mash he's ever had in his life. So he's now on a bus to Newcastle. From there he gets on a plane to Brisbane. From there he gets on a train to Nambour, and from there I'm assuming his wife will pick him up and take him the last bit to his home on the Sunshine Coast. I've made it through Stanthorpe without incident. I wanted to get something to eat in Stanthorpe, but apparently Stanthorpe's one of those towns where if you can't park in front of the shop you want to go to, you go home and you come back the next day. Every single park in the main street was taken, and everybody was doing walking pace up and down the main street, hunting for parks presumably. So I may have got the shits mildly with it. Apologies if you live in Stanthorpe, but gee whiz. Come on, fellas, speed it up a bit. So anyway, I've left Stanthorpe. It's immediately started raining, although look, there's blue sky there, but there's kind of rain, grey, kind of all around me. It's dropped back down to, it was 22 degrees an hour out of Stanthorpe in Texas, and now it's 14 degrees. I know it's the coldest town in Queensland, but come on. I will press on with my wet weather jacket, which is kind of all falling apart, but it'll get me out of trouble for today. And it's 14 degrees. Did I mention it's 14 degrees? It's 14 degrees. So this will help cut the wind a bit too, because I took all the linings out last night thinking, oh, we're going to be back in Queensland tomorrow, not going to need all those linings, it'll be warm. Yeah, right. Well, this is very annoying. These tyres are not good on slippery mud. In fact, they're terrible. And there's about 40 k's of dirt between here and Boona. We've already had one DNF on this trip, and I don't think we need a second one, especially on the last day within a couple of hours of home. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to turn around and go back to the bitumen. Cow shit. I don't need the aggravation of falling off on my last day. I sense a bike with knobby tyres in the not too distant future. Something lighter and more agile. So as I was, I don't know, a kilometre or so from the end of the bitumen, a bike went the other way. Bit of an adventure-y looking thing. So I'm just waiting a minute or two to see how long it takes him to come back, or if he's braver than me and he continues on. I would have probably stopped and said, hey, it's a bit slippery up there. You know what motorcyclists are like. You'd be like, mate, it'll be right, don't you worry, mate. Mate, a bit of slippery road never bothered me, mate. For some reason he's probably a Greek fruiterer of some description. You get a lot of greengrocers riding adventure bikes out these parts. Well, it looks like Colin the fruiterer didn't make it either. I thought he'd stop for a chat, but he did not. Well, we've made it back into Queensland for the second time today. And those of you with good memories that watched my Around Australia video might remember this is where I crossed the border last time. So yeah, be pleased to notice that they've tied up a bit. The old table has gone. One of the chairs still remains, so that's nice to know. Oh, actually the old table hasn't gone far. What they've done is thrown it over the edge. There it is there, look. So, I think that might be worse. Oh, Brian, just chuck it over the edge. Curiously enough, there's also an old basin there. Not sure what purpose that serves. So yeah, they haven't really done much to sort of liven up your welcome to Queensland. Park down the hill a bit here. This is normally a fun road, but it's really inconsistent. Wet, dry. It's got those signs that say drive to road conditions, which I always find amusing. It's like, no, mate, don't worry about that. I'm just going to go flat stick and hope for the best. Well, of course I'm going to drive to the road conditions, you half-wit. God, I mean, that's what you do the whole time. What would we do if all these signs went away? You're just flying off the outside of the road every time there was a corner because you'd be like, oh, well, there's no signs there. I'm just going to go flat out.